Greetings everybody and welcome back to Planet Kiss. And that's right, I've been tagged by none other than Xander from Kiss Army Things to do the 2026 Kiss vinyl tag. Basically the video is pretty simple. Xander has 10 prompts and I'm going to show off a Kiss record I own for each of those prompts. I don't have nearly as much gold to show off as everybody else. I've shown off a few things in some past videos, but either way I'm just super pumped that Xander called me out. I'm excited to be a part of this, so enough yapping, let's just get right to the Kiss records. Alright, first prompt is the amplifier start to hum, which is just any live Kiss record that you own. So this is an easy answer for me as this is currently the only one I have. Kiss Alive. Looks like I got this for $18 at my local record store, which, solid find. I have another one of those coming up for a later prompt, but yeah, dude, this is just classic Kiss Alive. Got all the notes in here, as I've said in other videos. I love all the personal handwritten notes we have here. Yeah, dude. Nothing too crazy about this. Again, that's the only one I have, so I need a Live 2, I need a Live 3. I would even love to have Symphony if that's on vinyl anywhere. Prompt number 2, and this is an important one. Your Lightning's all I need. Show off any Ace record in honor of the late, great Ace Frehley. I actually have to do a nod to Xander for this one because I'm going to show off the same thing he did. This is my Ace Frehley solo album picture disc. I actually have 2 of these. Fun fact, one of them I got by itself, and then the other one I actually got with the pack of all of them. But yeah, dude, again, I've said this in videos before too. This is my favorite of the Kiss albums. It's obviously the best solo album of the 4. I mean, I don't really need to say more than that. Great record. I love this thing. Number 3, The Picture's Only Begun. Show off any Kiss picture disc vinyl, and for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and show off my other favorite Kiss solo record, and that's Paul Stanley's solo record. The reason I'm showing this one off is actually because I forgot to show it off in my Happy Birthday Paul Stanley video that I uploaded a couple weeks ago. This is my other favorite Kiss solo album, dude. I also think Paul's the best songwriter of the band, just in terms of, you know, catchy hooks and song structures and whatnot. So yeah, this is another great record. We're still celebrating Paul's birthday over here. Number 4, Tomorrow and Tonight. Share your most played record. This one's pretty easy right now, and if you watched my top 10 Kiss albums video, then you're probably gonna know the answer to this, but I gotta go unmasked. This is actually a Japanese pressing that I got from Face Records on eBay. This is the only copy of this I have, so I can't compare like the Japanese pressing to like an American pressing or whatever. But yeah, without a doubt, it's unmasked. If I put this thing on just to listen to one song, I'm gonna end up listening to the whole thing. It actually happened to me just a couple days ago. Yeah, it's literally just so infectious that it's hard not to start singing along to any of these songs when they come on. So again, that's why I put this thing on. I think the other day I was just trying to listen to a side of it, and then I ended up finishing that side, and I was like, let's go ahead and play the other side. So yeah, dude, unmasked all day, all night, tomorrow and tonight. Moving on. All right, number 5, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. Share your least played record. Once again, this one's pretty easy, and I hate to show off yet another solo album, but it's gonna have to be Peter's album. I mean, just like statistically, out of all these records that I have, this one has maybe been played 3 times, honestly, like 3 or 4 maybe. No shame against Peter. One of those 3 or 4 times that I played this record actually was kind of recently, just to listen to it since it's been so long. And yeah, some of it actually, you know, does hold up, and some of the slower songs even, you know, kind of sound almost Beatlesy, which I love that. So I don't think it's a terrible record. I just, you know, again, it's my least played record, and that's what that is. When Lightning Strikes. Share a record that you bought in person. All right, now I told you at the beginning of this, I'm very limited here, so I think I'm really gonna do this. Showing off my I'm showing off my other Ace solo record. So like I said, I got 2 of these. One of them came in a pack with all of them that I got just on Amazon. And this is actually that copy that I'm holding right now. But the first copy I showed off, technically, I got that at a record store in Cincinnati somewhere. I think I was playing a show with my band there, and we stopped by a record store, and I grabbed that. All right, number 7, All the Way. Share a record that you listen to all the way through. As I just said, I listen to Unmasked all the way through no matter what. I can't help it. So that's definitely one I'll count for this category, but for the sake of shaking things up and making it look like I have more records than I actually do, I'm gonna go ahead and say Dress to Kill. This is the shortest Kiss album, and it's just a short and sweet rocker, so I think this is another thing that Xander may have said in his video, too. I'm sorry, I don't mean to copy, but again, dude, I'm just limited over here, and I'm just happy to be here. Yeah, man, Dress to Kill, you can't go wrong with it. All right, now we're gonna get into some fun ones here. Number 8, Money Can Take You Far. Share a record that you bought for cheap but is worth more. This is kind of a fun one because I actually just yesterday went out to my local record store and, of course, went right to the Kiss section, kind of knowing that I was gonna make this video. And, of course, here we are. I ended up walking out with something, and that is Animalize for $14. This record's probably only worth, what, 20, 25, 30 bucks, typically. But, yeah, I needed Animalize on vinyl. And as I've said in my top 10 Kiss albums video, this is another one of my favorites. One of my favorite non-makeup records for sure, so yeah, I needed it, dude, and I'm glad to have scored it for just 14 bucks. All right, number 9, All Hell's Breaking Loose. Show off your most rare Kiss vinyl. And that is my copy of this promotional, not-for-sale copy of Thrills in the Night, the single, I think specifically just for radio play. But yeah, I got this at my local record store for 25 bucks. I saw it, and I was just like, dude, I kind of have to get this. This feels like a rare collector's item, even though I don't know how much it's actually worth, but super cool. I did play it once. It sounds, you know, okay. Yeah, I think it's really cool, and obviously somebody, like, drew a bunch on this sleeve that it came in. So, but this is something I honestly just want to frame and hang up behind me here, too. so I don't plan on playing it, really. It's just kind of here for display. Now we are at number 10. You're All That I Want. Share your wish list. Clearly, I obviously have some spaces to fill over here, so I'm going to pick 3 right off the top of my head. I definitely need Dynasty. That's just a must. Hotter Than Hell. It's an album full of bangers, and it would probably be my All The Way if I had it. And I'm going to do another shout out back to Xander here and say Carnival of Souls. Because obviously I saw his video, and he has a few cool things, but I thought that in particular was pretty cool. And when I got that Animalized record yesterday, I actually saw it at the record store, but the Animalized was a steal, so I grabbed it, and just for this video, too. But yeah, again, dude, so I definitely have some spaces to fill, and I don't have all my favorite albums on vinyl, that's for sure, so more hunting to do, but that's the exciting part of collecting, and it's certainly the most exciting part of being a Kiss fan. So yeah, dude, thank you guys for watching this. Thank you, Xander, for shouting me out and tagging me in this. This was super fun. And I was just finding out about this community a couple months ago. I was watching your vinyl tags from last year, and I was like, dude, that'd be sweet to be a part of this someday, so glad to get a tag from the man himself, Xan the Man. So again, thank you guys for watching this. Hope you enjoyed. I got more fun and exciting videos coming to the channel in the future, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe today. I love you guys. See you next week. For Ace Frehley, Eric Carr, and Mark St. John, I am Planet Kiss, signing off.